Welcome to the Proshot podcast. I'm Alex Fordedal. Alongside me is Tomas Zubrus, and this is the first in a new series of interviews where Thomas and myself will be chatting with some of the top prospects for the upcoming 2021 Ontario Hockey League Priority selection. Of course, today we're very excited to be starting off things with former Ottawa Junior 67 player and the Vanguard player, Chris Barlas.
First off, good afternoon, Chris. And for the first question here, who or what exactly inspired you to get into hockey?
Like watching my older brother play hockey, like from a young age. Mm-hmm. Like he started like about like 6 years old, and he's like 6 years older than me as well. So when he started, I think like when I got older, I saw him play, and I just loved the game, loved watching him play. So I think that's what really inspired me, just watching him play hockey.
So going into that, with the really weird year we just had in 2020, where no hockey was played in your league, Hockey Eastern Ontario, right? You had a lot of off time, if it's fair to say. You had a ton of off time. During that off time, what did you do to continue your development in hockey and improve your overall draft stock?
Yeah, for sure. Like there was like some like private sessions, I guess, like, and like OHL scouts were allowed to go to stuff like that. And also just like improving my game, like in the off season, like just off ice, I guess, like training. I train like 5 times a week pretty much. But yeah, just like there's some private sessions that like some OHL scouts come out to. So I think I just like prove myself out there, and hopefully I did well. But yeah.
Yeah. So next question up, is there an NHL player that you're trying to model your game after? And if not, what can OHL fans expect from you heading into the draft?
Yeah, like a guy that I model myself after would be like a guy like Nick Suzuki, just like an all-time, like a really good playmaker, high IQ player, but also like a two-way guy, like a really good centerman out there. So 200-foot player. So I think that's what I model my game after.
Hell of a choice.
Yeah, Nick Suzuki, of course. I know when you and I were talking previously, I know you're a big Habs fan. So, yeah. So that right there, that's honestly a pretty darn cool comparison right there, man. And as I mentioned in the intro, during your 2019-20 season, you played majority of your season with the Ontario Junior 67's U15 team. You then went on to play for the Navingrad's U18 team. So obviously that right there is a pretty big difference in age, as if I'm right, you were a 15-year-old going on 16, facing off against older, faster, stronger, and more mature 17-year-olds. I'm really curious to ask you about your overall thoughts on that, and I'm also curious to ask, were there any challenges going up? Yeah, were there any challenges facing tougher competition like that? Because again, because some might not realize that is a pretty big change. Again, 15 you're going on 16, facing off against much more stronger, faster, and more competitive players in such a league as the HEO.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, like they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster than like the previous year. Like you're playing against guys my own age. But yeah, just like some challenges were like just keeping my head up, keeping my head on the swivel, just not to like get rocked out there, anything like that. But yeah, just like keeping my head up, keeping up the pace of play, which I think I did pretty well out there. So yeah, just like yeah, because they're bigger than stronger, but got to work hard as well. So.
Sounds good. You play hockey at an exceptionally high level for many, many years now, and your future is only going to get brighter as the days do go on. Right now, what is your proudest accomplishment, whether it's individual or team, or let's say a tournament or something? What is like your best memory from your hockey career thus far?
Yeah, for sure. Like back in the day, like I won. I mean, my team won Gloucester Rangers. Like we won like pretty much every year. But then going into 6-7s, like last year, we won our first tournament together as a group, and like that was a really good accomplishment for us. But also last year in the Marlies tournament, we weren't seen as like a very like good team going into it because we were in a really hard division, stuff like that. But we came out and we made it to the semifinals, so that was pretty good.
Heading into the draft, of course, we know you're likely going to go somewhere very high in the draft. Is there a player in the Ontario Hockey League that you would like to play with one day?
Watching the U18 like World Juniors, the U18 tournament out there, I love Mason McTavish. Just a really hard player. Like he's a really good scorer and also a good playmaker, two-way guy as well. So I used to go to school with him as well. So yeah, he's a really nice guy. So
I gotta ask you because as a young person going into this type of event of of a sports draft. It has to be, if not nerve-wracking, but very thought-provoking in some way. Has there been a family member or a friend that's been really, helping you along, that's kind of been, well, not necessarily been there, but like really helping you, guide you towards this pretty big process in your life?
Yeah, for sure. Like my whole family, pretty much, like they're really supportive of me and everything.
Mhm.
And yeah, it'll obviously be hard, like different, just like if I end up going somewhere else. But I think they're really supportive of that. Like they've been there like my whole life, so they've been supporting me my whole life. So yeah, probably my family, like they're the best. I love my family.
Fair enough. Fair enough, man. And I'm also curious to ask you, when it comes to your game day preparation. I know your career is still very young, and you obviously have goals to make it far in the hockey world. Of course, you're going into the OHL draft soon. Talk to me about your game day ritual, because I know some players have their own game day ritual. They have their pregame meal, stuff like that. Like, what is a pregame day for Chris Barlas?
Like I'm not really that type of guy to like have a pregame ritual or anything like that. Like I don't know, like that's not my way of doing things. But like anything can, like this year, like anything can happen, right? So
Sure.
like this year we only go in the dressing room like 20 minutes before. So I get like different, like other guys are like their pregame rituals were like off, I guess. But for me, I don't really have one of those. Like I know when to get focused and stuff like that, but I don't know, like in the room I'm a fun guy, stuff like that. So I don't really have a pregame anything like that. So
Fair enough, man. And I had to ask you because I know a lot of guys, especially in the OHL, they have these very crucial, very detail oriented pregame stuff. Like that. Like they always tape their stick a certain way. They always do a run around the arena a certain way. It's very particular and detailed to the T. So yeah, so I definitely had to ask you that. But last question we have here for you, man. And this is a pretty important question. I don't mean to press you. This is insanely important question. What is your favorite hockey movie?
favorite hockey movie?
Yeah,
Got to be The Miracle.
The
Great
Miracle.
movie. That's a like all-time favorite movie. Just
Yeah,
like it's so inspirational, honestly. Like I love the scene. Like they had a bad game and the coach makes them skate all the way. That's a great scene. Also, like
yep.
the motivational speech, like in between I think it was second and third period. Man,
Hmm.
that's a great movie. Love that movie.
Yeah, for
Any
sure.
honorable mentions
Yeah, I
or
mean,
runner ups?
yeah.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks, obviously. Like that's a big time classic. So yeah.
No, fair enough. Amen. The Miracle is a great film, but again, just focusing in on our overall topic, man, it can be the OHL draft, or again any other big event like this. It can be like I said, a really thought provoking event, a very maybe stressful event. But you know what, man, I know on behalf of at least me and Thomas, we definitely appreciate you giving us a bit of your time today. And you know what, we would love to have you back on once you're an official member of an OHL team.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Be on the lookout for Chris in the 2021 OHL Priority selection when rounds 1 to 3 start on Saturday, June 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can check it out on the OHL's YouTube channel. From everyone at Proshot and Chris, we thank you for listening. Stay safe and have a good one.